This video is brought to you by my generous backers over on Patreon. If you'd like to support the channel and get cool perks like access to the Discord, seeing the videos a week before anyone else, or an entire video dedication, then feel free to check out my Patreon. The link's in the description below. This video is dedicated to Christian Roberts. Christian, thank you. And following things up with a Crested Sunmare, I think you just have to gain life during a turn. At the beginning of each end step, if you gained life, put a 5/5 horse into play. So if every player plays a non-creature spell, they're going to get a 5/5 horse at the end of every turn. And they go for the extort, so they will be getting a horse here because they gained life. Now we need to see where this is going, because we really don't want it coming in at us. But there's every chance that it will. And yeah, as I thought, it's coming in at us. Yeah, I think we will just take it.
I was going to ask a really stupid question there, because I can't remember what. Are you supposed to get down to 0?
Usually the way you win. There's multiple ways to win.
Oh, right.
But usually it's knocking your opponent's life totals down to 0.
Right.
And then it's like a last man standing type thing.
Well, he was down to 15 then a minute ago. Go, Batman, whatever. And he's gone up again.
Yeah, because he has just gained a bunch of life from this. That has something called lifelink, and when a creature has lifelink, if it hits someone, you gain that much life. Going to activate Viscopa Guildmage. Whenever we gain life this turn, each opponent loses that much life.
Oh.
And doing that in response to Rishkar's expertise, because they're going to have to discard a bunch of cards, and hopefully we'll keep our Bloodchief Ascension in play. Momentous Fall gets rid of the Uvenwald Hydra, so yeah, we should be.
So your life should go up now?
We should be seeing some life gain at the end of this turn, yeah. Problem is we've got commander damage on us. We'll see.
There's a squirrel.
There's a squirrel.
There's a squirrel on the floor eating some seeds.
You know, you looking out at the window all the time for like random animals and stuff gives me the impression that you don't give a shit about this game.
No, I don't.
Why not?
Because I find it very boring, to be brutally honest.
Yeah, fair enough. It's a slow pace one, I'll give you that.
No, you know me. It's just not my cup of tea, games like this.
Swords to Plowshares as well. I didn't spot that one. We've got a hell of a stack going on. We're going to gain some life from Cavalier of Dawn before the Viscopa Guildmage resolves there, so we're not going to deal 5 points of damage to everyone, unfortunately.
No, you're not doing so good, are you?
We're going to gain some life here.
Oh, you are. It's going up.
It's going up, and it's going to go up even more at the end of the turn. Unless our opponent here doesn't have to discard a bunch of cards, which is always possible. I mean, to be quite honest with you, I really shouldn't say this, but I'm actually quite bored as well.
You shouldn't say that at all. Yeah, but you've been playing all day, haven't you?
Yeah, it gets to a point where I play too many games, and then I'm like, I just want to get the game over.
You have
with,
been doing it. I went out in the garden at like
11 in the morning.
Yeah,
like
and you've been doing it all day.
It's about 6, 7 in the evening.
It's no wonder you need a break.
Yeah, it does get too much after a while.
And when you're trying to record, because you're trying to get the content, decent games or things that people want, and you're trying to get.
Oh, that changes things. Naturalise. Going on to this. So we're not going to gain as much life as we would have done, unfortunately. That's really annoying.
Are you going to lose?
Probably. People keep coming in at us. I imagine they won't come in at us as much now because this is gone. And Yeah, these two players haven't been getting as much hate thrown at them as they probably should. Yeah, I imagine this going down might actually help us in some strange way. Talking about the psychology again, you've got to think of the cards that you've got in play and how they affect the way people interpret your position.
Oh, yeah.
And then them wanting to take you out.
Because if they think it's a powerful card, they'll think, oh, right, well, I'm going to do that.
I've got to deal with this guy.
Yeah. You would, yeah.
But we survived through until our next turn. Our opponent would have had to discard 13 cards there. I think they were at 20. So that would have been 26 life drain. And probably would have taken... Well, we would have taken Go-Go out. We would have nearly taken this player out. And we could have swung in at them for lethal. So it would have just been a 1v1 at that point. So we kind of forced Go-Go's hand there.
Go-Go.
Go-Go Gadget Batman. With Seance, they are targeting the Ubermauled Hydra, which they can reanimate if they want to grab themselves a land. Maybe they want Gaia's Cradle or something like that. They do go for the Ubermauled Hydra, so let's see what land they go for. Just going for a Temple, which allows them to scry one. We need Go-Go to go in at the Selesnyas player, really, and take them out.
I'm not allowed to say that, am I?
You'll get demonetised if you say it, yeah. Jeez. The dreaded.
Can you not say anything about anything? God, how do you manage what you're able to say?
Oh, yeah, it's heavily policed what you're allowed to talk about on YouTube. We're referring to the Benona Tyrus. And, yeah, we can't say it because I will get demonetised.
Sorry.
Which is stupid because everyone knows about it.
Yeah, of course they do.
It's all over the news. It's all anyone's talking or thinking about currently because it's affecting everyone.
Queen's doing a speech tomorrow. I think it's Sunday.
You said she was doing it last night.
Yeah, I got it wrong. I think
couldn't
it's
care
Sunday.
less about the Queen, to be quite honest.
That's not very nice.
Well, I don't want her to die or anything. She's a human being. But
no, I'm not particularly royalist.
But I don't care what the Queen has to say about the.
She'll just try and rally everybody together.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, if it works, then fine. The end justifies the means in that case. But
at least
I just don't care.
I saw a thing about Donald Trump this morning saying he's been advised to wear a mask, but he's not going to wear one.
Well, no, that's a whole power thing, isn't it? I mean, any politician would. Our Boris Johnson, Prime Minister, he
in lockdown.
He was making fun of the whole thing,
he was.
And now he's
he was embarrassing,
and now he's deathly ill.
Yeah, he was embarrassing, shaking hat. He was.
I mean, if anyone's going to get this illness, it's politicians because they see 100 people a day, don't they?
Mm-hmm. And the epicentre is London. That's where where it is.
Yeah. Well, it's a really crowded. It's the capital,
yeah,
and it's where all the politicians are. It's where all the business meetings and stuff goes on.
And they fly in and they fly out.
Yeah, people flying in out of Heathrow and all that. It's one of the busiest airports in the world.
I don't know.
It's just it's begging for it. What's going on now? Greenwood and Marassa is bringing back Beasts Within.
We need to go out in our camper van. We bought a camper van, haven't we?
We have bought a camper van because, like I've said a few times, I'm into photography and we like the idea of you just like being out and about, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
And as do I, obviously. And if we can get to these places and we don't have to travel home and we can be there late at night and early in the morning,
get some good pictures.
We get really good pictures during like golden hour and stuff like that. So
that'd be nice. That, but it's a shame.
Plus, we get to visit new places.
Yeah, we do. So, but it's a shame we can't go anywhere at the moment.
But as soon as we
we're
bought
not allowed
it,
to.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as we bought it, all this kicked off. Yeah. So it's just kind of sat there at the moment.
And the police are checking up on people.
Oh yeah. Don't get me started.
They really are.
It's the fact I don't mind.
It's the fact that
you can't find a police officer to report a crime or anything or to hand something in or whatever it is. You can't find one. And then as soon as the sun comes out or as soon as it's time to drive around and have a bit of a jolly and pull people up for being on the roads during an epidemic or a pandemic, all of a sudden they're everywhere. You can't move for them.
No, it's true.
It's but that's more our our councils and our governments that are
it is, isn't
to
it?
blame for that.
Yeah. I mean, do the Americans have such a thing as like council tax? Did they buy their house, or what other happens in other countries? Do you just buy a house and that's it, or do they? I wonder if they still have to pay a certain amount to the council.
Well, we have something. Our tiers of government are basically the government, and then you've got councils, or you've got counties in this country, which is the equivalent of a state, sort of. And the council runs a specific county. And so what we've got over here is if you live in a house, you have to pay an exorbitant amount of money in something called council tax, which goes pretty much to the county's the county council.
And then they divvy it out to
the
police
so
force.
They say. It's supposed to go to the police force, the hospitals, the
refuse collection, obviously.
Refuse collection, fire brigade, all that stuff that you would think it would go to. And
but it's expensive.
But it's a hell of a lot of money. And we also pay income tax. We also pay a VAT, which is a tax on everything you buy. So not only are you paying a massive amount of tax just for living in a house, I mean, we're talking, it's about a third of what your rent would be, isn't it?
It's a lot. It's
a lot of money.
It is a lot.
And then you're paying tax on the money that you've already earned. So that's gone to the government immediately.
Like in other countries.
And then you're paying tax on the goods you buy as well. So your money's getting taxed like three times before you've even tried to spend it on something else, you know. So it's, I don't know what occurs in other countries. All right, looks like Go Batman is going down here. That is 20 damage from the horses. Yeah, I was hoping that this was going to take out one of the players here, but apparently not. I don't know who's going to win this one. It's all in the Orzhov player's hands at the moment. But yeah,
it'd be interesting if anybody's
no,
from
it would be
another
interesting.
country
I don't know.
Tell us what happens basically. Do you buy it if you buy a house? And then you're paying your house off or paying the land off. Is there any extra charges?
Yeah.
Or is that it? Is it just yours?
You even pay the council tax if you're renting in this country.
Yeah.
So you can't escape it by
renting, so
you can't escape it by buying a house or by renting. You're getting screwed either way.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind if everything was in tip-top shape and everything was running.
It's just an extra tax.
It's just more money for them, and I know exactly where it's going. It's not going to where it should be.
No.
It's as usual. Makes you sound like a conspiracy theorist, tinfoil hat guy, but that is.
When we went to New Zealand, look at New Zealand about the roads there. They were amazing.
The roads. I mean, they've only got about 10% of the population that we've got over here, but the roads are immaculate.
I mean, here you knacker your car up.
The roads are immaculate in the where we have been, which America isn't very many places.
No, it's not really.
But where we've been, we went to Florida, didn't we? Mm-hmm. And I've seen the roads in New York as well. And the roads there are immaculate as well, compared to ours. It's horrendous. And, anyway, we're talking about politics and
we'll get off that
things
subject.
like that, which is a good way to rub people up the wrong way.
Oh, okay. Then well, no, I just wanted to know about
but no,
what
it is. I'd be
houses
curious about that. If you have any kind of equivalent to a council tax.
I'd just be intrigued.
Because we're lucky to have the NHS over here, aren't we?
Oh,
so
very lucky.
we don't pay health insurance.
Yes.
So I mean, it all balances out. I think the aim of a government is to keep the working class at like just keeping the head above the water, and then keeping the rich like obviously getting exorbitantly rich, and taking all the cream off the top type of thing, and and then to hell with paying fair wages and all that. It's a hell of a thing to try and work out. Not going to go for sacrificing a creature here because we've got very few creatures as is, and I don't want to hurt Trostani's chance of helping us take this player out. Finally getting to another land.
Has Batman gone?
Go Batman has just been taken out by this player. Yeah. How about we go for Revel in Riches?
You've only got 20 left. You're up shit creek without a paddle.
Am I? We'll soon find out if I am or not, won't we? Right, so if we go like that, we can go Revel in Riches. And that, tied up with the Dictate of Erebos, might allow us to start going for a Revel in Riches win. It might also deter someone from going for a board wipe. Because if we control 10 or more treasures at our upkeep, then we win the game. So it's been slow going, but we have slowly set ourselves up.
Well, you could win.
I highly doubt I could win, but I think the. So you're just going to make someone paranoid, making fun of them like that. I'm just never going to want to talk to you.
Well,
You think I couldn't rip you to
That might
bits
not be
and
a
make
good
you
bad
paranoid?
thing.
You think I couldn't do
I
that?
live with you. I know what you do. I'm already a paranoid, nervous wreck. Why do you think I drink so much?
Well, that sounds like a massive excuse to me. That
No.
you don't drink a lot because you've been drinking before you went out with me. You're just making me sound like some horrible wife beater.
Well, I think you're making yourself sound like that, aren't you?
Beast Within, coming from Selesnyas over onto the Crested Sunmare. They've already gotten plenty of use out of that. Waiting until the end of the turn as well for them to get their extra horse token into play. And then there's a Death Mantle in play as well, luckily without an Ashnod's Altar. So, yeah, this is black, so they can afford to go for the Nim Death Mantle here if they want to bring the Crested Sunmare back. And I think I would do that personally. And they do. They go for the Nim Death Mantle onto the Crested Sunmare. So back down it comes. We get our first token from the Beast Within going onto that horse. I feel like I'm insulting someone when I call a creature a horse. But it is literally a horse.
Well, yeah.
Not that I go around calling people an ugly horse, you understand, but...
Horses aren't ugly anyway.
No, they're stunning creatures. I'd love to go somewhere where they've got like wild horses or mustangs or things like that. There's certain places in this country, isn't there? With
it's down in it's a national park in Devon or Dorset.
Dorset, yeah, I thought Dorset.
Yeah, I've forgotten what it's bloody called now.
One of the many places we can go to in our new camper van.
Yeah, when we're allowed to go out.
When we're actually allowed to step foot outside the front door without getting arrested. It is strange, that, isn't it? I know exactly the reason they're doing it, and it is for the right reasons. You can't
trust people.
But it makes you feel like it's a fascist state or something.
Yeah.
Like it gives you a very, very, very slight inkling of what it might be like to live in a place like that.
It does.
Because you're not allowed to go out.
Yeah.
You know.
Thank God we know.
But we know why they're doing it.
It's
not for that reason.
Because the panicking about the weekend, because it's supposed to be beautiful tomorrow.
Oh, and everyone's just gonna go out anyway.
The fact that people are going to go out and about.
Yeah, people are stupid.
And it's not even like 2 weeks.
No,
so.
I mean, I'm not one for authoritarian like a police state or anything like that. But I mean, you really need to start fining people and stuff like that because it's just
you do.
People can't be trusted to do
the
right thing.
To just stay at home.
Zendikar Resurgent and a Windfall Primus coming down now and going after our Revel in Riches. It's not a threat yet. I don't know about that. There's been some questionable removal, I think. It's been questionable, but we'll leave it up to the commenters to decide because they always like to discuss the decisions that were made. I think there's been some questionable removal.
Well, I do, and I don't even know what I'm on about.
What do you all think?
I want to see.
Leave a comment in the comment section down below. That's what YouTubers say, isn't it? That's what you're supposed to say. Another Ishkar's expertise.
Subscribe.
Comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to smash that like button.
Yeah, smash that like button. And, subscribe to me. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the YouTuber personality. What the hell's going on? Right, so Path to Exile. After the Rishkar's expertise, they go up to 15 cards in hand. Path goes on to that, finally getting rid of it. And, yeah.
69 they're on?
Yeah, they're on 69, yeah. That's why I think it's a bit strange pointing removal at me. But in all fairness, they don't know what's in my hand. So they might be worried about the win condition that we just had. Yeah, bit of a strange one, that.
People are strange.
One of your favourite films.
Yeah.
Have any of you seen The Lost Boys?
That
is The Lost Boys, isn't it? I've only ever seen it once.
It's a classic.
And
they're only noodles, Michael.
It's a goddamn shit-sucking vampire. That's all. That's the quote I remember.
I love that film.
That's the only quote I remember.
I wanted to be in The Lost Boys when I was at school.
Well, we want to go to California,
so
don't
American
we?
And
you can still go to the place like the boardwalk on the sea where they filmed it. I don't imagine it looks anything like
goosebumps. Oh no, it won't.
What it looks like in the film, but
yeah.
But yeah, where is it? It's not Santa Monica, is it?
No.
It's around Monterey.
Yeah.
It's around that area. Might be at Monterey. I don't know. But yeah, we want to go to California, don't we?
We do.
When we've saved up a few pennies.
Yeah.
Go around Yosemite and all that.
Yeah,
I don't know if we'll be able to do it all in one trip because...
No, we'll probably have to do it.
I don't know.
We do like to see places because we want to see the whales and dolphins and whatever. And then
I don't know about that though, because on small boats I get really seasick and travel sick.
Well, hopefully I think you can... Yeah, I do too.
I don't know. I mean, it'd be worth it really, wouldn't it, to see a whale breaching and all that.
Not if you're vomiting all the time.
Well, I don't vomit. I just feel ill.
Well, you might do.
I'm not there spewing all over people's bags and stuff. What's going on here? Oh, wow, we're not being... Jeez Louise, we're not being attacked. Would you look at that?
Jeez.
Remember where you were when you saw it.
Why aren't they attacking you?
Because...
I would.
They decided to give us a break for a second.
Where do grey squirrels come from? Do they come from...
They are from the US. We've done a lot of talking about America today, and I don't really like it. If you would stop bringing it up, please.
Right.
There's lots of countries in the world, and I'm not obsessed with America like you're painting us out to be. Okay? Right. Beautiful country, great people.
I know this is a country.
All right? I want to visit all over that country. It's one of my favourite places to visit, but I don't want to talk about it all the time, if you don't mind. Is that okay? Let's talk about Italy or somewhere. Yeah?
Yeah, I want to go to Italy. I want to go to the Amalfi
Coast.
we
want to go all over the place, don't we? That's a joke, by the way. We do. I was joking with her, giving her shit then. That's just the way we speak to each other. So don't get upset.
Yes.
I'm talking down to my woman.
It's funny, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's alright, I'll just smother you with a pillow when you sleep.
I could lift your entire body with my neck strength alone. So I don't think you could
get yourself out of your dip that is your other side of the bed because it's like a crevasse.
Now then.
You need crampons to get out of your side of the bed because the trench that you are in now.
What the fuck is a crampon?
Oh my god. You put it on, it's a metal thing you put on your boots to go rock climbing.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, I see that. I thought you were meaning it was some kind of like crane or something.
No. I'm just taking the piss that you have to crawl out this side.
Well, now that we're being recorded and we've got witnesses, do you want to hear something funny? The last time I made the bed, which was a few weeks ago now, I spun the mattress round so that my crevasse, as you call it, was on your side of the bed.
Did you?
And your not-so crevasse was on my side of the bed. And you're still talking about crevasses. So that just goes to show what a lot of crap you're sorting.
When did you do that?
I did it on purpose without telling you, just so that we could have this little conversation.
Well, next time you do,
so you can kiss me arse.
I don't believe that.
Well, believe what you want. It doesn't change the truth. Dickhead. I don't have a Scooby-Doo what's going on in this game now. I'm just talking to you. It's
Oh,
Let's have
I can open these.
Let's have a look.
Oh, no. That's better.
Rishkar's expertise was grabbed back when Green Warden of Marassa died. Yeah, it's returned to dust now, going on to Seance. Surprised they're... What creature are they worried about with Seance? Yeah, definitely would have gone for Zendikar Resurgent there myself, but the questionable removal continues and going after our Dictate of Erebos as well. So, let's see about making a token with Daxos.
Oh dear. Are you going to lose? I don't want to sit here next to a loser.
Hey, I'll have come in second place, which is, considering the way that the deck's run, it hasn't done very well.
And
but
you've been talking to me.
I've been talking to you, but I haven't really made all that many mistakes because there haven't been that many plays for me to make. I'm just worried about what I think, and it may be that I haven't been following the game properly. I think there's been questionable removal.
Oh, okay.
Questionable decisions being made in this game.
By who?
By everyone other than me. I have been on point, and everyone else has been terrible.
Oh, yeah, you can't say that.
Just did say it.
I think I'm just going to get you a big loser t-shirt. Loser!
Now the Nim Death Mantle is going on to Kambal. And I can't remember what that does when it's equipped. It's just +2/+2 and Intimidate. Which won't help them. Which won't help them as much against us because we're in the same colours. Oh, and speaking of token generation, a little bit late now, but there's Bitter Blossom. So let's swing in with some Vigilance creatures. Question is, do we want to draw this game to a close and get rid of Cranial Mage, who is at 3 life?
Oh, I think that's a bit tight myself.
Do you? Oh, that's very interesting. Because I was going to take him out there, but Cranial, you may have been saved by Cretin. So,
no, save Cranial.
Right, so Cranial, okay, alright. Okay.
But I'm too soft.
More questionable decisions being made here. Let's go in at...
But I'm always for the
Slowpoke
underdog,
then.
me.
Yeah, that's true, but not much of an underdog with 16 cards in hand and a bunch of...
Oh, right, are they not?
And a bunch of mana. No. And I'm forgetting about the Ghostly Prism, which in my opinion shouldn't be in play anymore. But I think we can pay for that anyway, so let's go like that. And I think we can still activate Daxos 3 times. But deciding to take it because they are at 72 life. And I think we definitely need Cranial's help to take them down. But is Cranial going to make intelligent decisions?
I don't know.
Try and gain some more life. And take down the Orzhov player at the same time.
Come on, Cranial.
This is all on your head now. Because I was tempted to take them out. And they could come back out of nowhere by gaining a bunch of life.
And beat you.
Well, I think we're going down either way. I'm just I'm just treading water at this point.
Oh, okay.
But I've had some good games today, so I can't complain.
No, you can't always win.
Win some, you lose some, as they say.
Who's going now?
Cranial's going now.
Oh, okay. So
and
that's
you
interesting.
would think he would go in for his commander first.
But he's not.
Because he needs to gain some life. He is. He's going to draw a card. Now, with his commander in play, whenever he gets big creatures in, which you would assume he has in his hand because he's got a lot of cards, you are going to gain life equal to the toughness, which is the second number, the number to the right at the bottom.
Yeah.
So, playing Eladamri's Call, no doubt looking for... Gonna have to be careful with that. Goes down to 1 here.
Oh my
and if
God.
This player has an instant in hand, they could take Cranial out of the
he's
game
just going to take him out.
With
well, I would.
What is it called? With Extort. Alright, Seaborn Muse. So if they can get some instant speed stuff on the go, then they'll have a lot of mana to do said stuff. They're going to gain some life at the very least. Oh, and also, I think it untaps everything, this, doesn't it? Untap all permanents, so that goes very well against the Blind Obedience.
Could he have... Jobby, could he have knocked you out by now? Is he just
probably, yeah, but he went for someone else instead who was a bigger threat. Was really targeting us in the early game, probably because of the Blood Chief Ascension, but decided to point his efforts elsewhere. Now it looks as though the Restoration Angel is going to flickering the Woodfall Primus, and we'll see if this targets even more of our stuff. Bored, aren't you?
I am a bit bored now, actually, yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to leave it there then? Say goodbye to all the lovely people watching?
Yeah, because I have been quite quiet, actually. I've not been on form today.
You haven't been absolutely hilarious?
No, I've not. I've been a bit tired.
No, I think we've had some good bits of commentary. You shout over me a lot, but you do that anyway.
You do that with me?
No, I don't. No, I don't do it with you.
I'm going to hit you so hard.
I'm just trying to wind you up.
I know you are.
Right, so, drawing even more cards. How many times are you going to cast Rishkar's Expertise, I wonder? We've seen that card like 5 times this game. And they'll be able to... and they're going to be able to get into another creature for more life gain, I would think. It'll have to be a creature with flash.
Cranial man's gone up, hasn't he?
Yeah. Are you going now?
Yeah, I think so.
Right, we'll say bye to everyone.
Bye,
then.
Everybody.
Bye to Cretin.
I might bob back. You don't know. You might still be playing this at 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah. I don't know how long it hasn't been that long, but it's just been.
It always feels
it's been long enough to.
It's all right.
For me to want it to end. Yeah. Right. Off you pop. Go away. Right. So, actually, continue to commentate on the game now. Let's have a look. Oh, Avenger of Zendikar. That's a good means of getting some blockers in play. They'll actually have to survive until their next turn, though, in order to play that. I'm surprised they couldn't go for something better than a Fierce Empath off of the free cast on Rishkar's Expertise. Because they're going to have 5 blockers. But I imagine all of these might turn sideways at the Selesnya player whilst they've got the chance to take them out. Because even if we get them on the swing back, they're at 70 life, so we're not really going to do all that much to them, I don't think. Swords to Plowshares, this time going onto the Swamp Doubler. So Cryptghast going down. Then an Altar of Dementia, just playing straight into the Kambal Drain. And there you go, there's one means of making use of your sack outlet. Woodfall Primus is going to come back in with Persist and gain our opponent some more life. So they go up to 15 again. And now the Woodfall Primus is pointed at the Nim Deathmantle. Yeah, that's a pretty good target to go for. Then a Wall of Omens, even more life gain there. And they'll draw a couple of cards, one from the Resurgent and one from Wall of Omens. So doing a pretty good job of staying in the game. And they might have enough blockers to give the Kambal a hard time now. Especially seeing as how those horses are not indestructible anymore. Divinity of Pride now, that's one I always wanted to play in some kind of Aloro creatures build. Flying and lifelink, +4/+4 if you have 25 or more life, so it is a lifelink flyer with 8 power and 8 toughness. Then a Scrap Trawler as well, they'll be able to get their Nim Deathmantle or their Lightning Greaves back with that if they want to. Yeah, it's the Selesnya player that they're most worried about, which they should be, because Cranial Mage just showed off how quickly he can come back, jumping up to 19 life with 22 cards in hand and a bunch of mana. So going wide with everything there. Rootborn Defences coming down from the Selesnya player, and they don't have a token with which to populate, unfortunately, so they just get drained for 2, but at least they'll have some indestructibles in play. It's noteworthy that we could give one of their creatures lifelink as well, but I don't want them to run away with the game too much. So a bunch of blocks being made here, most likely on the 5/5s. Doesn't matter how they block as long as they take the least amount of damage. Alright, so blocking a horse with the 5/5 is pretty much the only relevant block there. So they get rid of one of the horses. They do not get rid of this 3/3 for some reason. They could have blocked with 3 power here. And Cranial going down to 8 from there, which is a life total I'd like them to stay at around about. Let's go in for some tokens with Daxos. And then we'll keep our fingers crossed for a decent card off the top. Alright, Ajani's Chosen is a means of blocking at least. It's this thing I'm worried about at the moment, Divinity of Pride. I think we have to go for Bitter Blossom to start triggering that, because we're likely going to take a hit from this next turn unless they go all sideways in at the Selesnya player again. So let's go in for Ajani's Chosen first, and we can start getting some more blockers in the way. And Sanguine Bond is the type of card that's really going to paint a target on your forehead, so I'm not going to go for that yet. Let's instead go for Bitter Blossom. And that will drain us for 2. And we'll get another buff onto our spirit tokens. Now then, if we swing in, we are going to lose one of our tokens, which we can replace at the end of the turn. They'll sort of go up a life from one of these tokens hitting them, and then it's 14. They might want to throw the Scrap Trawler in the way to get one of their things back. Do we want them to have Nim Deathmantle? I don't really think we do. I think we still just have to sit back. It's just that Scrap Trawler I'm worried about. I don't care about throwing something into this, although if we play another enchantment next turn, we'll be able to tangle with this thing and trade creatures. Yeah, it's the Scrap Trawler I'm worried about, grabbing this thing back, because then it'll be really difficult to remove this permanently. So we're just on the game plan of sitting back and making another spirit or a creature with lifelink. Enlightened Shooter from Cranial now. And don't forget, they've got that Avenger of Zendikar in hand. They may well have something like a Chroma's Memorial as well. They went in for their Ether Flux Reservoir. Hopefully they can't play so many spells this turn that they can take both of us out. They'd have to hit this player twice with the Ether Flux Reservoir. Well, they've got mana and cards, so they might be able to. Playing the Reservoir first, as you would expect. And then you would think they'd want to play a bunch of creatures into that to gain life twice. And a Panharmonicon as well, so there's going to be a lot of triggers occurring this turn. And that is going to double up the triggers of Trostani as well, because she triggers on creatures entering the battlefield. And the Avenger of Zendikar does bring in 0/1 plants, and it'll bring in a lot of them. That looks like Avenger of Zendikar, yes it is. So they're going to get a bunch of 0/1 triggers doubled up for life, not to mention the 10 life that they'll get from the Avenger of Zendikar. And of course Avenger throws out double the tokens as well, thanks to the Panharmonicon. And hopefully this doesn't crash the client. Let's just auto-yield to all of these and hope that it just spins through them all really quickly. Ha, there we go. So Cranial jumping up to 39. And then they're going to get a bunch more triggers off of the next round of Avenger of Zendikar as well. And there we go. Oh, that's infuriating. That's really, really annoying. Putting a bunch of triggers on the stack like that, I mean, that's just bound to happen. It's just a matter of time before the client does that. You can't put that many stack. I'm not saying I'm annoyed at Cranial, by the way. I'm annoyed at the client. You can't put that many triggers on the stack and have the client not crash. Yeah, I mean, Cranial was in a position where he had to do that. It might have been that he was going to gain enough life. He needed to get over 100 life, really, to take out the other Orzhov player. And then maybe we could have tangled it out there. I think we could have seen an interesting end to that match, which is why it's so annoying that it's ended like this. But yeah, not a whole lot I can do about it, I'm afraid. Luckily these games are just meant for a bit of fun because I have my dear lady next to me commentating, and we just have a laugh and spend a little bit of time together. So hopefully you weren't watching this one for the incredible gameplay and the conclusive finish. I'll have to put a warning at the beginning of the video to say that this is not a conclusive finish. Hopefully you all enjoyed it anyway. Apologies for the game doing this. It's Magic Online. It's really annoying, but not a whole lot we can do about it. Like I said, leave it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and let me know if you want to see more videos in which we commentate together, because they are fun to make. So hopefully you're enjoying them as well. I'm Tribalkai on the eedi-H channel. Thank you for watching.